Welcome everybody back to another Old Gas Reaction. I'm Garzan.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Vinland Saga Season 2, Episode 16. Let's see what happens this time. Things are really going crazy. Leave a like and subscribe. Let's go. Starting at 0. I wonder if they're going to find him.
Like at all?
Yeah.
Or they're just going to keep going to look for him. I still think that they might be like going and trying to look for him when Kettle comes back. And it's just a big problem that they're not even here.
It's so crazy that Tetsuro Araki had directed this OP because there's the, spoilers for Death Note, there's the shot of Naomi Misora holding Ray Penber's dead body in the same way that Arnade's holding Garter's body. It's like the same shot. It's just so interesting. And I'm not sure if he directed in Death Note OP 1 I'm talking about, but I don't know if he directed that OP.
Where are you going?
He's gonna go talk to Snake, probably. Oh.
He's going to like
confirm whether she's gone. Well, she's not working. What? We didn't exactly see what happened, did we?
Or is that not? What?
No, that's her. Somebody came to cover it up for her. Oh. They're using her as bait.
But did she come back?
She must have.
Yeah.
Did the old man hobble out there to get her or something? Or is it Snake, or who would it be? Or do they not even know?
They don't even know what happened. Because all the people that knew that she was there died.
Yeah. Did she kill him and throw him in the ocean? Throw him off the cliff?
Or did he die and then she came back?
He wouldn't leave without her, right? She must have killed him and threw him in the ocean. This is crazy, man.
Einar, 客人に見張られている。皿洗いを手伝うふりして、アルネイツさんのそばに。落ち着いて、今の状況を教えてください。戦いでガルザルも深手を負って雨の中2人で逃げてきたんです。大旦那様の家まで。でも手当ての途中でガルザルの意識がなくなって重くて運べなくて、でもなんとか。
Is she like under the old man's bed?
ガルザルさんはここにいるんですね。はい。大旦那様が力を貸して。
This is.
その後すぐ。
Oh my god.
She's being awfully trusting with them.
Yeah.
But he's wounded and probably bleeding out under the bed.
I hope he doesn't wake up. Need to get everyone away somehow.
What is he gonna do? That acting was superb, by the way. Oh boy.
It's like, oh, this is so good, but then like,
I don't think anybody's saying it's good.
no, it's like that just that they'll help her and that like it could turn out okay, but it's just not. What a pitiful bunch, he says about literal slaves.
He's mocking Snake. He's not actually saying a pitiful
bunch. Oh, I thought
bunch.
that was the other guy.
You didn't hear the, oh, what a pitiful bunch.
He's looking rough. Some backstory on the sword.
Just his portion of the farm.
Yeah.
わしはもう立って歩くことはできまい。じきに死ぬお前も形見になるには良い機会じゃろう。お前には聖書を読んでもらった借りがあるでな。
くだらねえこと言ってんじゃねえよ。こんな時に誰が野良仕事なんか。兄貴、あそこに誰かいます。
It's not gonna be Garter.
並木の奥から3本目。その木の影。
It's a scout from Canute. Or is it Garter?
I think that Thorfinn and Einar left and they're gonna like lure them away by pretending to be him.
Right. This is why Garter was given the red hair.
To look the same.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh my God. Is he gonna try like help get him out of there? Oh my God.
What is he gonna do? They're gonna catch him.
And then
is he just gonna be like, oh, wasn't doing anything?
But then when she's gone, they'll know that he was helping her.
He must be ready to take the punishment.
It's like, I'm dying anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What are they gonna do? This guy is such a badass. Just to like get into some trees at least.
That's what he's trying to do. Are they gonna chuck axes at him?
Trying to outrun horses.
Thorfinn's strong as fuck.
How did she get that on top of him?
That's a good question. Maybe lift it up a little bit, lift it up and take a long time. Mm-hmm. You're risking everything for a dead man.
He's gonna know. He's gonna go back. Oh, but then
He pretty much figured it out.
yeah.
If he knows that they won't be able to stand a chance.
And he doesn't want him to catch him because then they'll know that it's not Garter, and then they'll like, oh no.
Thorfinn's so goddamn strong. He's like no trouble.
He was like a crazy badass, and then he cut down trees and hauled them around for
like
years.
3 years.
Like super bright, by the way. No. It's gonna show up like right now because they thought they had more time. Oh no. Ditch the horse so we could sneak up on them. Oh, what's gonna happen now? Old man, are you gonna help?
He's gonna have to say something. The soundtrack is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna escape too?
Well, you don't have a choice after you get...
顎に一撃やんのかトロフィーやれやれ仕方ねえかこの際純粋な人助けだお前には健康振るう大義名分があるまあもっとも向こうには向こうの大義名分があるだろうがなどうするトロフィンあくまで非暴力を貫くかそれとも人助けのために一戦ぶちかますか
What indeed will you do, thorfin?
本当の戦士へ至る道はどっちか考える時間はねえぞほれ目の前
What's he gonna do? Is he just gonna step aside? It's over.
Oh!
This is serious fucking business right now.
Just like, what the fuck? They're all just stunned. Oh no.
寝ぼけてて勝てる相手か
Did he get hit? No. What the fuck?
This is an anime.
This is an anime.
槍でも斧でもね剣いや
Oh shit! As I spit everywhere.
Which makes him great at
It's gonna
hand-to-hand
stop.
combat as well. Oh! Why couldn't we have been shitty again and left this till next week?
God damn it, dude. That was so good. Oh, what's gonna happen though? Cause like, oh my god.
It's like you don't want him to, but you do want him to.
I don't want him to fight. He's gotta stand up for something, and we also, again, we as the audience know that this whole operation is done for now, like with Canute on the way. So, but without that knowledge, Thorfinn's taking a huge risk. Like this arguably is like one of the best moves he could make, because otherwise he's either gonna be conscripted to fight because that, you know, they know he's a warrior or whatever,
or he's gonna just keep being enslaved,
or he's gonna keep being enslaved and have to watch everybody die. You know, this whole shit is over at this point. But he doesn't know
He
that.
thinks he's either a free man in a couple of days, or he helps with this and either gets killed or, you know, punished in some other way. So for him, this is a way bigger risk than we know that this is probably the best option. And if he did just run away here, then he'd be pretty chill. But at the same time, we also know that because Leif is the one bringing Kettle back, he kind of has guaranteed freedom anyway, even with the whole Canute thing.
Well, again, it might change the circumstance. Kettle's a really nice guy, but like the situation changes a lot. We see how you know, if you think back to the Arnheid situation with him, it's like he's a really benevolent guy and wants to let everybody earn their freedom, unless he has a use for them personally. Like unless there's a real personal reason to keep them around. Like with Arnheid, she doesn't have any hope of freeing herself.
No.
So with Canute coming, it changes their relationship, right? So you know, yeah, even with Leif going there, even if he promised, it's like, okay, well I promised that, but I can't do that. Maybe.
I'm sure that if Leif gets him there in time to do literally anything about this, then he will owe him more than he's ever owed any person his entire life.
Yeah, he
and
is
if
putting his
Leif
life
was
on
just
the line to
like,
help him.
hey, just give me that one slave that you were gonna set free anyway, then he'd be like, great.
Maybe he will, or maybe that won't happen because of what's happening now. But will Thorfinn want to leave?
Well, what I was gonna say is what if the four of them already escaped? Like Einar and Thorfinn have to leave after this, right? Like they can't stay here after they get found out, unless the old man like convinces Snake.
Yeah, because again he's there alone,
and then the Snake has to like go and like grab Einar and like deal with him off camera from the other guys where they don't see that it was Einar the whole they have to like the ruse that they would have to make would be so elaborate to like make it seem like they weren't involved, and it could work only if Snake gets on their side. But if they did leave and then Leaf showed up and he's like just one step behind him all the time, it's like, oh, I showed up here to get Thorfinn back. Oh, looks like he escaped like one day before he was gonna get freed because of this girl and this other slave guy from a different farm. Well, fuck, because now Canute's coming and like they know that, and Leaf is just like, what am I doing now? Yeah. Me with my Walmart Thorfinn over here and, just sailing around trying to find him for years and years, and then this just keeps happening. This wild goose chase over here. Mm-hmm. And I honestly, I don't even know, like, I guess it's worth it, but Gardar is like almost dead. Like he could literally die at any second. I'm surprised that he didn't die that whole time, So this rescue mission is also stressful because I'm like, oh, they're gonna escape and then he's just gonna die anyway after all of that. And then what was the point unless they do get away from Canute's army, and like that was kind of the saving grace of that, but at the same time it's just like, it's stressful. It's really stressful because there's just so many possibilities and so much of the characters just don't know. And we get dropped this huge reveal that Canute is coming. Yeah. And then these guys are still over here just on the farm. They have no idea. They're just like, oh, things are going to be the same as they always were. But she can escape with her husband, and like maybe that's something. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just... It's so stressful of like how it's like the characters are so in it, and like obviously as the viewer you're so invested in the characters and you really care about what they're doing and what they want and what's best for them, but at the same time when you know like how the scale of the situation is just about to like get times 100, it's just so hard to be like it's just in the back of your mind constantly of like this seems so pointless. Yeah,
it seems petty in comparison because it's like, Canute's like the White Walkers basically.
Yeah, it's like, oh, these people like messing around to like gain control of this one little area or like do this one thing, and it's like, well, you're all gonna die anyway. Yeah. So it's interesting. Yeah,
I don't know what else to say about this one because this is honestly a really tightly made episode, like a tightly written one. The last few have had a lot of really complex sort of emotions and everything, and a lot of complex discussions, and every little thing has been adding something new to the characters and adding like a different moral perspective to their thoughts and actions and stuff like that. This one is less setup and more action, and not that this is a lesser episode. It's just that like this is the payoff. This
for like the past few episodes,
for the past for this half of the season so far has all been leading kind of up to this, and so much has been introduced and so much has been set up, and then finally people are having to take actions and make choices, and a lot of the discussions that we've been having have been around like the questions of what will they do, what will they think, what will this challenge like bring out of them. This is the questions are starting to be answered, so there's not really there's not much more complexity to be like drawn out of it. There's not like a Bible verse that can be analyzed or something like that, but it's just crazy to see how compact this is, but also how like just first of all, like the quality of it, but first of all, like the Arnine's monologue about everything that's going on with her, and the acting, like it's very rare when a character's feeling really, like, when characters like breaking down like this in an anime, that I feel like, you know, it breaks past the language barrier and isn't just like, you know, I don't know, it's kind of a tropey thing. The girl's like, just like cries, and it's just like, okay, that's sad, but it's a crying anime girl. This is a crying anime girl, but it doesn't feel like a crying anime girl. It feels like a wife who is at the end of her fucking rope, trying to like figure this out and trying to make the best decision and trying to move on, but also being holding on to this dream and being completely without options because, you know, she's a slave. She has no, you know, just the desperation, and just Arnie's voice actress is fucking crazy good.
Everyone in the show is really good as well. But
Einar as well. Yeah, it's just that the acting in this show is particularly next level. Like,
it's noticeable. Yeah, we don't usually like comment on voice acting that much unless there's like one character in one scene that you're like, oh, that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Because like, obviously, when you're listening to something in English, or like, first of all, when you're
the language barrier,
yeah, like you don't know what words are being emphasized in a certain way that will like pull on your heartstrings when they like break down on like the one word, and you're like, oh, but like when you can just like get so into it and feel it so deeply, it's really impressive.
Yeah,
and yeah, Einar as well, and how he wants to help her, like he cares about her so much that he just wants her to be happy with her husband. And like at first he's kind of like, no, stay away from him or whatever. And then he's like, oh, I'm gonna go break him out for you.
Yeah.
And then he's just willing to sacrifice himself
risk it all
as an almost free man.
Yeah.
Just to help her out.
Yeah, because again, that's what makes a sacrifice worth it. If they knew all the shit that was coming down, this would be a no-brainer. Like, well, not even. It would still be obviously a risk, but it would be way easier of a decision. But for them thinking like they're days away from being free, you know, to make these risks, to take these risks and to make these possible sacrifices is a huge deal.
Also, I love how the old man he's just so here for it. He's trying to help them. And I love that because it's like he's kind of just stuck by what he knows. And like, oh, I'm going to have my little farm that's going to produce enough for me, and I'm going to work it, and I'm going to defend it. And I'm going to sit on the sidelines when something's going down.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do this. And then now that he's like on death's door, he's like, oh, maybe I'll do some crazy shit.
Now I got nothing. There's no point if I lose everything. And yeah, what I also loved is how he offered to Snake, and how he like, you know, I could tell that sword's not from here. So you got your own story that, you know, I don't know about. And, you know, he's intimating that he was probably a slave at one point, or he was probably, you know, in a similar hopeless, choiceless situation. And, you know, he's traveled, he's literate, he's, you know, he knows, he must, like, I think I saw a comment that those Bibles must have been written in Latin, because there were no Norse translations around this time or something. So, you know, he's presumably, again, based on comments, based on people like leaving information, he's possibly like traveled to Asia and, you know, wherever, to the Middle East and shit, and learned so much, and probably had to suffer crazy shit, and he's just like blocking everything out, and he's trying everything he can to not feel the kind of guilt that Thorfinn feels. He's kind of like a foil to Thorfinn.
Yeah, because Thorfinn is like, I want to be a pacifist, and then Snake could do that, but instead he still has his sword, and he's still like living that life, but as far away from it as you could possibly get on this little farm where you know that you couldn't defend it fully even if you tried. You're just there like, oh, if some like robbers come, or like Gardar escaping was like the most action it seems that they've had in years potentially.
Yeah. Or
like some kids steal some shit like that. This is the kind of things that are going on here, but he's like the captain of these guards.
Yeah.
So
he's he's clinging to that to do whatever he can to, like,
it's just what he knows.
Thinking that if he was possibly a slave or in a similar situation like that previously in his life, and, you know, this taking up the sword is what let him escape from that. Maybe that's why he clings to it so much, and why he really doesn't want to become a worker, is because maybe he did that before and he became a soldier, or a warrior in order to escape that, and that sword is his freedom. That's like his claim to fame. That's how he can not be, how he can be free, how he
can make his own choices.
Yeah, that's what it represents to him. It's more than just like death, and that's why he needs to put away those regrets and those feelings of like, you know, he's like, what am I gonna cry myself to sleep every night for the people I kill? It's like, well, clearly you've thought about it. So it's a choice that he doesn't, because if he did, then he has no choice.
He said that he would cry himself to sleep over his unavenged, like the guys that Gardar killed.
Oh, maybe I misinterpreted that, but anyway, yeah. So cool there. I like that Thorfinn held out the invisible daggers, and then Snake is just like, what stance is that? Oh shit.
Yeah, that was really cool how he gets it. He gets into that, and what's cool as well, because he did use daggers. He's used to dodging, and like really getting in there, because when you're using a weapon, especially when the fact that he held them reverse,
Levi style.
Yeah, it's like your range is so incredibly short.
Yeah.
Compared to when you're dealing with giant Vikings that have an axe or a spear or a sword. He has to be super agile, which is good. Now, if he's making the choice to fight, but he's not going to kill anyone, he might punch a guy, knock him out for the greater good. And like his previous fighting style kind of lends itself to that as well, which is kind of cool to see. Really cool.
I'm excited to see where that goes. If it'll be a crazy fight, or if it'll be like a little bit of animation and then possibly, probably the old man's gonna step in and say something to Snake.
I also love how the old man and Arnheid are just like, cause Snake kind of, he already knew that Thorfinn was a badass, but he hadn't seen it yet. So like, that's why I think when he's coming up to him and he's like, giving him the chance to move aside, or else he knows that it could be a fight.
CG sword, by the way. CG sword, sorry.
But everyone else is so caught off guard because he's just so agile and just like, and they're just like,
where did that come from? Holy shit!
This like random slave that's just been farming on this land for years, and they've just seen him every day for years, and he's just a chill guy, and then he pulls out moves like that, and it's like, why were you here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could have been doing something.
Yeah, you probably could have escaped at some point, and you probably could have.
He could have escaped easily at any point. These guys couldn't have caught him if he really tried to get away.
We'll see how crazy Snake is.
That's true. Yeah, but I'm saying, like, if Thorfinn early on by himself had just like tried to escape by himself, he could have easily stolen a horse and probably gotten away.
Maybe.
But it's this whole thing is that he's not about that life, except for now when he's helping other people.
And if you're about that life, make sure to leave a like on the
video.
video.
I was just thinking, if he is taking the stance of like, he is kind of willing to like go back on his pacifism a little bit to help people, then what does that mean for the farm with Canute like, you know what I mean? We were talking about before, like, oh, would he try to help defend them, or in like a bigger, like, will that,
will this situation scale up to an attacking force? Yeah, I don't think so. And I think that, defense and defending them is different than defending this farm and defending the wealth of the land and shit and fighting for your freedom or whatever. I think it's kind of different for Thorfinn.
I was just bringing it up.
Yeah, and I wasn't, I was just giving my opinion.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Leave a like and subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.